Maureen Johnson is out here proving me wrong. Loveless. Am I sorry about it? No. Hey y'all, my name is Mara. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video because I'm actually going to give you guys some book recommendations that are set at college or boarding schools. And so how this video is going to work is I've actually set it up into 3 different categories. So there's going to be a young adult category, a new adult category, and an adult category. So if you're interested in only hearing about one specific age range, there's going to be timestamps in the description, but I promise all of these books are great and I highly recommend them. I actually gave all of these books 4 stars or above. That was my criteria for including it in this video. Just so you're aware, I really did enjoy all these books that I'm going to be talking about today. Also in this video, we're going to cover a lot of genres. So there's going to be mysteries, there's going to be fantasy books, there's going to be contemporaries. I really wanted to make sure that this trope was being covered by a large scope because this is one of my favorite tropes that I absolutely adore to read about. And I just want to read all the boarding school recommendations because I just love being in that setting. I love being at a school. I don't actually like being at school because that's just no. Jumping right in with the YA recommendations, who would I be if I didn't recommend Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson? I absolutely loved this series. It has taken me by surprise because I read these maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago and I cannot stop thinking about them. I already want to reread these. The atmosphere in this series is absolutely phenomenal. The vibes are immaculate. We love Truly Devious in this house. We love Truly Devious on this channel. And I really can't recommend it enough if you were searching for a boarding school book. I'm sure there's other videos on the internet talking about boarding school book recommendations, and this is gonna be the first book that they pull up, but I really think that it's for good reason because this really covers all the bases. This is a YA mystery series and it follows a young girl named Stevie who's trying to uncover a crime that happened in the past by someone named Truly Devious. And so you're following 2 different timelines. You're following Stevie in the present day trying to uncover this mystery, and you're also following the past timeline where the mystery was actually unfolding. So this is just so great because there's so many riddles and components that you are so interested in and intrigued by. Like there's a riddle in this first book that I wanted to figure out so bad. And it was answered in The Vanishing Stare. And I just loved trying to guess and see what this riddle was about because I had no clue. I did not know what was happening this entire time. Everything kind of took me completely by surprise. And I just think that if you're looking for a very cozy boarding school book recommendation, this is absolutely perfect. And I also really want to recommend it to you if you don't really like YA mysteries. I think that you could be pleasantly surprised by this series because I did not expect to like this book. I did not expect to literally be consumed by it every single night because all I do is think about Truly Devious and think about rereading Truly Devious because it is so good, you guys. Like, I did not think that I would like this. I was like, oh, I'll buy it, I'll give it a chance, but you know what? I don't think YA mysteries are gonna be my thing, but you know what? Maureen Johnson is out here proving me wrong because I devoured these books and I just wanna shove them down everyone's face. So please go read Truly Devious and then come back to my channel and tell me what you think of them because I just love these and I want everyone to read them because they're just such a fun time and I love them. They're super diverse, they're super inclusive. There's a non-binary character, there's anxiety representation, and you're just following a great cast of characters and you're also at this really immaculate, cozy setting that just makes the perfect book. Like I have no words for how much I love these books. Go pick them up, please. Then I want to recommend to you guys Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This book was fantastic. If you liked Merlin when you were younger, like literally leave this video, go get yourself Legendborn and go read it and come back because this had such nostalgia for me because of all the characters that were in Merlin. Like I just absolutely love King Arthur inspired stories. And so hearing about Legendborn, I was like, I need to abandon all books on my TBR. I need to pick up Legendborn immediately. And I'm so glad that I did because this is easily one of my favorite books that I've read this year. It is fantastic. The writing is seriously immaculate. It sucks you in immediately. And this is a book that I wanted to pick up and like finish it in one day, but I also wanted to drag it out as long as possible because I was enjoying my time with it so much. So seriously, phenomenal. I absolutely adored this book and you should definitely pick it up. So this book follows a young girl named Bree who gets accepted into an early college program shortly after her mother passes away in a car accident. And when she goes to this college program, she sees something kind of suspicious that brings her attention to a secret society. And she thinks this secret society might have something to do with her mother's death. And this secret society is heavily inspired by King Arthur, so that's why I would connect it with Merlin. But oh my gosh, this book is fantastic, and I think that it definitely has those boarding school vibes to it. It is set in college, but you're very much following Bree's experience as sort of a freshman in college. She isn't a freshman in college, but you're very much getting that experience because she's going to parties, she's meeting all these people in the beginning, and it just had like City of Bones vibes for me in the very beginning. I don't want to compare the two, but I think that if you did really enjoy that series when you were younger, you are going to absolutely love Legendborn. Like seriously, so good. I have not felt so drawn into a story in so long, and I cannot wait for the rest of the books in the series. The next book that I want to recommend is another classic YA book series, and who would I be if I didn't bring up Vampire Academy in this list? Vampire Academy does not get the love that it deserves. I think that it is such a good YA series. It's nothing special, but it's nothing bad. And I think that we need to recognize what it did for us in the moment. Because when I read Vampire Academy back in the day, I literally did nothing but sit outside on my hammock and read Vampire Academy. I literally read that entire series, a 7-book series, in a week span because I loved it so much. I was so consumed by all the characters and what was gonna happen to them. And the boarding school vibes in this book, immaculate, show-stopping, stunning. I loved it. The vibes in this book are just so good if you like being in a school setting. And also, plug for some of my booktube friends, they're actually doing a Vampire Academy read-along right now, which I will link in the description down below. So this is a perfect excuse for you to pick up Vampire Academy. If you like boarding school books and you haven't read Vampire Academy, please go read it, join their read along. It's gonna be a fun time. I can't wait to tune into the live shows. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming. So Vampire Academy follows 2 girls who are at this boarding school, Rose and Lissa, and Rose is a Dhampir, which means that she is sworn to protect this other kind of vampire, the Morai, and Lissa is a Morai. And so there are 2 different perspectives sort of in this book. Like you're typically in Rose's head, but there's a really cool like addition to this story where you can actually see into Lissa's mind. And so it is a 1 perspective story, but you do get like inner thoughts from both people, which is really interesting. I just love this series. I recently reread them earlier this year and I just had a blast doing so because they're just so bingeable. And I think that if you like really well-developed characters, if you like the boarding school setting, you're really going to love Vampire Academy. So highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. Now I'm going to move into my new adult recommendation category. So these are going to be more so books that are set at college specifically because that is the prime new adult time in life. At least that's what I think when I'm thinking about a new adult book. I think college setting. And so first and foremost, I want to actually recommend a graphic novel. I'm going to recommend Check Please. And Check Please follows a young boy named Biddy who is entering his first year of college, and Biddy plays hockey and he's scared of being checked. And Biddy is literally just the cutest cinnamon roll of a character. Like he is so freaking cute because he loves hockey, he loves his friends, and he loves baking. And he's also a YouTuber. So if you're also a content creator, I feel like you'd be really connected to Biddy and how cute he is. Like I am just obsessed with him. Like I just want to give him like the biggest hug because I loved his character so much. This is just a fantastic graphic novel series. There's 2 of them and I just loved reading them. I think that they're just very good for like escapism because we're in, you know, a situation where the world is on fire right now, but it was so nice to just read about normal friends going through a college experience and having normal experiences, like being able to hug each other and hang out with each other and laugh with one another. Like it was such a wholesome time. And what I really loved about this is that I felt seen because like I never really read books about college kids. And so to just read about people hanging out together in a college setting was like a profound concept to me because I just never pick up books in this category and I really want to pick up more, and Check Please is one reason that I want to. And it's just got a really great art style. It's very colorful and it's also a webcomic, so if I can find a link to it, I'll put it in the description below for you to go check out. Seriously, so cute. If you love cinnamon roll characters, if you like reading about college kids and their experience, if you just like a fun time, definitely pick up Check Please. I think that the college setting is really what made me love this graphic novel series. The next book that I want to talk about is one that I literally cannot stop talking about on my channel. Am I sorry about it? No, because I want you to read Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. I have literally fallen head over heels for this book, and I don't know why I liked it so much. I'm gonna try my best to explain it to y'all, but I think that it's because of the setting. The boarding school vibes were immaculate, you guys. Like, this is just such a weird but amazing book. Like, I just loved all the weirdness that happened in this book. So this book follows a girl named Inez who goes to this place called Catherine House, and Catherine House is sort of this prestigious college, secret society like thing where people have to apply to be accepted. They go through a long list of interviews, and the application process is very, very tough. Very specific people are chosen for Catherine House, and this place is like where a lot of leaders come from and a lot of really prestigious people come out after graduating from this place. And so people really want to get in here. And Inez is one of them that got into this program. And she is just kind of like bombarded with all the weirdness that happens here. And I really don't think that I can explain more than that, because I think this is a book you should just pick up and kind of experience for the first time. All the weirdness, there's definitely a lot that happens in here, but if you just kind of let your mind go and just be along for the ride like the main character is, I really think that you're going to enjoy this book because of the boarding school setting. It was so interesting to read about Catherine House and all of its weird quirks and what actually happens there. And this is definitely like, if you get any recommendations from this video, I want you to remember Catherine House as one of them, because this book does not get enough hype. I think that it is getting very bad reviews for very weird reasons. Like, I understand not enjoying this book because it's very, very bizarre, but the writing is so, so good. Absolutely phenomenal, immaculate. I loved the writing in this book, and the setting is just so amazing. So if you get one recommendation, please pick up Catherine House. I loved this book. The last book that I want to talk about in my new adult category is of course going to be Loveless by Alice Oseman. Who would I be, once again, if I didn't talk about Loveless by Alice Oseman on my channel? It's been a hot minute since I pulled this out of my book cart to talk about, so I'm here again to annoy you with my love for this book. If you like a great cast of characters, and if you like reading about the college experience, Loveless, it's the one for you. Like, seriously, this book made me cry uncontrollably. Like, I read this book probably over a 2-week period because every time I picked it up, I just wanted to cry. I felt everything for these characters. I really, really connected with all of these people, and I really felt like I was a part of their friend group, which is why I just loved this book so, so much. It was absolutely devastating to hear about all of the characters' inner thoughts, and I literally don't think I've ever tabbed a book so much in my life because so many things resonated with me in this book, and so many characters really just stood out to me, and I just wanted to give them all a huge hug. And part of the reason beyond the characters that I really enjoyed this book was the college setting, because again, I haven't read that many books set in college, and so just to feel seen by that and just to be seen in the college experience was something so new to me when I picked it up. And that's why I'm trying to get this recommendation video out to you guys, because I just want to read about kids in college living their life, because I'm in college right now when I can't live my life because there's a pandemic going on. And so it's just so refreshing to just pick up a book and see people being friends with each other and vibing and like struggling in class and struggling with who they are, because that's exactly where I am in my life right now. And this is why I think this book connected with me so much. I loved this book, and I haven't even told you guys what it's about. I am so sorry. Let me get on that. Loveless follows a girl named Georgia who is going to university for the first time, and she is really struggling with her identity. She has never really felt romantic feelings towards anyone, and so she's kind of getting all these terms thrown out at her when she enters college, and she starts to hear the words aromantic and asexual, and so she starts to wonder if maybe that is who she identifies with. And so this book is just really amazing. Like, I can't speak for the ace representation. I will link some reviews down below of Own Voices reviews. There's been both positive and negative reviews of this book from Own Voices reviewers, so I want to make that aware. But I literally just want to gush about this book endlessly because I loved the characters, I loved the college experience and just being with them. All these books, I know I just said that if you're gonna get one recommendation, read Catherine House, but also read Loveless and also read Truly Devious. If you couldn't tell, I feel really passionately about all of these books that I'm talking about today, and I want you to read Loveless as well. So please take notes if you haven't started yet. Take notes starting now. So those are my new adult recommendations, and now I'm going to move into my adult category. And so I have 2 books to talk about for this one, and the first of which is going to be Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I feel like I don't talk about Ninth House a lot on my channel, but I really enjoyed this book. Ninth House follows a girl named Alex Stern who is entering university, and she kind of gets caught up with these secret societies, and I think I'm going to leave it at there. But if you like dark academia and you haven't read Ninth House, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, this is like the pinnacle dark academia book that I have read this year, and it is weird. There's a lot of trigger warnings, so I do have a website linked in my description down below where you can search trigger warnings, and I highly recommend that if you need trigger warnings to go do so for Ninth House, because oh boy, it has everything. Like, if you think there's a trigger warning for it, there probably is, because Ninth House is very graphic, very intense, but I really enjoyed my time reading it. I think that the writing was just stunning. And this is probably my favorite Leigh Bardugo book that I've read. I did like Six of Crows, but it wasn't like my favorite thing in the world. And so Ninth House like really took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. And I think that a big part of why I liked this book so much is I really liked the protagonist, Alex. Like, she was just kind of like a baddie. Like, she didn't care about what other people thought about her, and she was very much just like go with the flow. And I just loved reading about her, and I really empathized with her because she went through a lot of really tough things. And so that's why there's so many trigger warnings for this book, is because Alex has gone through it, y'all. Alex has really gone through a lot. But if you do enjoy dark academia, I highly recommend Ninth House because of the setting. You're very much invested in these inner cults and like inner secret societies in this book. And also you're just at college, so you're learning a lot about the college experience and how Alex is going through that at this point in her life. So definitely recommend Ninth House if you have not read it yet. How have you not read it yet? I don't know, but Ninth House, please go read it. And the last book that I want to recommend is going to be The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. And this is a book that does take place at a boarding school, but only for like half of the book. So I do want you to be cautioned if you're interested in picking up The Poppy War. Again, go use that trigger warning website because this book has a lot that happens in it as well. And it literally is about war. It's the Poppy War. And so there is a lot of really graphic and violent things that happen to these characters. And R.F. Kuang is very dry about it. She does not shy away from anything at all. But part of why I really do enjoy this series is because of the boarding school element in the first book. I really think that if the boarding school element was not in the first book, I might not have been as sucked in as I was. What this book is about is a girl named Rin who studies really, really hard to get into this prestigious academy called Synagard, and she gets in, and so she's going to this academy and she starts training, and towards the middle of the book, there is a war that unfolds. So you're following a cast of characters that are really morally gray. I wouldn't even say morally gray, they're just kind of bad people. And so it's really interesting to read about them and their motivations, and I love the book for that study and that character element, but I really did enjoy the boarding school element in the first half of that book, and that is why I binged it so quickly, is because I loved reading about this magic school and what happens there, and it was just so interesting. So definitely go read The Poppy War if you haven't yet. I know it's been all over BookTube right now, but I still wanted to mention it because it does have that boarding school element, and that was a really key component for me as to why I enjoyed the book. So those are all the book recommendations that I wanted to talk about in today's video. I highly recommend checking all of them out if you enjoy boarding school settings or college settings, learning about the human experience. There's a wide range of books. I tried to be very inclusive of different genres. So like I said, I had contemporary, graphic novels, mystery, I had fantasy. So if you have something that you're really attached to, like a certain genre, go pick up that book if you haven't yet, because I love the boarding school trope. I loved all of these books so much. If you haven't gotten that from me just gushing about them for minutes at a time. And I can't recommend them enough to you. Like, seriously, I loved all these books. Please go read them. Let me know if you've read them, what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, let me know in the comments if you have any boarding school recommendations for me based off the ones I've talked about. I would love to read more because I'm always searching for them, and I love just being at this setting if that wasn't clear by this video. That is all for this video today. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and for being here with me. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it. Also subscribe to my channel down below. I post book related content twice a week, and I have a really exciting video coming Friday that you are not going to want to miss, especially if you like reading vlogs. I will not say more, but I'm really excited because I'm starting a new series on my channel and it's coming Friday. And I also have my Instagram and my Twitter as well as my Amazon wishlist linked down below as well if you're interested in supporting me on other platforms. And that is it for this video today. Thank you guys so much once again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!